Okay. Henry V. Ariel, Dean of Enrollment Services.
And so, how has Proposition Passion Proposition 8 affected you?
It's affected me on at least a couple of fronts. First of all, my partner and I were married on October 17th, which was the 11-year anniversary of our commitment ceremony. And so it was a very special day, a very emotional day, in that not only were family and friends, but also colleagues here from CSM at our wedding, which was held in Alameda. And so to have Prop 8 take effect on November 4th, the passage of Prop 8 was very, in many ways, demeaning. It made me angry, it made me frustrated. It made me feel as less of a citizen because my marriage was no longer being considered legal. At least at this point in time, it's in jeopardy in that we don't know what's going to happen through the courts as to whether or not our marriage will still be considered valid. As well, the other factor is that it does make me feel as a second-class citizen, in that a right has been taken away, and it's similar to feelings of being a minority. Many times feel like a second-class citizen because of discrimination, not so much because of laws, but because of individuals and their reactions or their behaviors towards me as a person of color. And so it's along those lines that I think Prop 8 has taken away my right to be recognized as a married individual.
Now, I was talking to a lot of the younger generation, and they have a lot of faith in the court system that this will get overturned. Do you feel the same way about that?
I have tried to maintain some optimism or an optimistic outlook, but having heard from different individuals from the legal community, it is not likely that the court is going to overturn the proposition. In that the argument is that the state's constitution was changed or amended, and the courts may not recognize that change as being significant enough to the Constitution. And so I am concerned that they are going to validate or uphold Prop 8. On the other hand, there is already significant concern amongst gays and straights in terms of Prop 8. And as you may know, on Saturday there is going to be a national protest held throughout cities, in cities throughout the country. And I plan to attend the protest, the rally in Alameda, where I live. And I know there are others that are going to be attending rallies in San Francisco, in Oakland, and as well, no doubt there will be others down in San Jose at that location. And so if indeed the courts do not uphold, if they do uphold Prop 8, in 2 years there's already discussion to get a similar initiative, or to get an initiative on the ballot that is going to bring to the voters once again the issue of equality as it relates to same-sex marriages. So in 2010, that is when it would come to the voters once again here in California.
So, how is your marriage? What's the point of your marriage like right now? They're saying, is it getting annulled, or are they saying like there's a line that says if you got married at this certain point of time, then your marriage is valid? Do you know anything about that?
At this point, it is unclear what's going to happen. At this point in time, as of today, my marriage is still considered legal in the state of California. As to what is going to evolve, that is the unknown. Now, I have heard from the proponent or the leader of the Prop 8 initiative that his organization is not going to pursue trying to reverse the legality of the same-sex marriages that took place. However, he also says that doesn't mean there will be other organizations that will try to reverse or negate the marriages that took place.
It's a big misconception that civil unions have the same rights as marriage gives. So have you received any of these, the marriage rights, the health insurance, the joint sharing? So you have received these once you got married, but you didn't receive them once you were in a civil union, is that correct?
No. There were no additional rights provided to me and my partner by being married.
Okay.
Rather, we had the opportunity to get married, which is something that we did not have available to us. And so as a friend, as a colleague has stated, separate but equal is not the same. It is not the same kind of equality. That's what I think marriage, at least in this country, the way it's being defined, means, is that everyone should be treated equal. And by denying a certain segment of the population the right to get married, and to use the argument that what's the term?
Union?
A civil union is the equivalent of marriage is not the case.
I was talking to Professor Castillo, and he recently got married.
Yes.
So he was telling me though that the misconception is that people in civil unions, you get the same rights as in a marriage, but he was telling me that wasn't true. So that's where that question was coming from. He was telling me something about health insurance being taxed. I was just wondering if you knew anything about that.
Okay, and that is true actually, yes. Right now I have to pay on a monthly basis so much towards my partner's health coverage through my employment here with the College of San Mateo. And if I understand it correctly, actually any married individual has to pay for any family members that they want included as part of their health plan. So I don't really know if there really is a distinction there. But when it comes to federal benefits, there is definitely a difference in the kinds of benefits that one receives, even though our marriage may be recognized right now within the state of California. We do not receive the federal rights or the federal benefits that opposite sex couples do. So we have the same benefits within California, I believe, but in terms of federal benefits, various tax breaks and such, we do not have those same benefits, because it's only a union recognized or a marriage recognized within the state, not at the federal level.
So, do you know any other couples Proposition 8 passing has affected?
Yes. There are several of us here at CSM who I think feel equally offended by the services.
And so